What's up? What's up? Hello Orchid fans, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. And I'm gonna do a kind of 4.5 month update on my haul that I did. And so I pulled out the orchids that I got. I repotted them pretty much straight away after I got them. So I'm gonna link the videos down below, you know, of the unboxings and also of the repots if you're interested. But basically they've been in these pots now for 4 months roughly. So yeah, I thought let's have a look at them and let's see how they're doing. So I guess the first one, let's just get this out of the way. I just put this more for a reminder, you know, it's an empty pot. But I had an Agricum Dolii in this pot and basically it's gone. So in my last monthly update I showed you the orchid. I'll put a small clip here as well so you can see it. Had a black leaf in the middle and the rest of the leaves pretty much dropped off. And yeah, just about, you know, a few days after that video the orchid pretty much just dropped all of its leaves all together. And yeah, I just got rid of it. So I'm gonna use this pot I think for my Neophonetia falcata Goja Fukurin. I want to get it out of the basket it's currently in because it's like all the bark just comes out of it. The gaps are just way too big. So I think I'm gonna put it in this pot. So watch out for that video. The next one is Trubium Cucum. It's got another name now as well. I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember it. I bought it as Trubium Cucum, so it kind of got stuck in my head. So yeah, I can't remember the other name. But basically, I think this one is doing pretty well. I think initially there was maybe 3 tiny plants in here, and one of them died off, so I just kind of pulled it out. And so I've got 2 plants in here now. So you can see this darker piece on this end here, and then this kind of brighter piece on this side. So this one at the front, it seems to be doing pretty well. So we can see there is 3 new growths here. So there is this big one here, and it's kind of maturing. And then the 2 smaller growths here, they're still growing. So hopefully they'll get bigger than that. There is a small growth at the back. You can see this dried off thing here. Seems to kind of have dried off. But yeah, overall I think it's, you know, it is expanding, it's growing. It's got roots going down into the media as well. You can see there is quite a lot of soil deposits on the bark. So I'm gonna start just flushing the orchids, especially the newer ones, and won't give them any fertilizer, and see if that helps them. The piece here at the back doesn't seem to really be doing much at all. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Maybe once I start flushing it, flushing the pot, it might maybe like the environment a bit better. You can see how much soil buildup is just right next to the plant. So I don't think it's probably enjoying that very much right now. So hopefully the additional flushing will help. Next up is Celogeny Shilariana. So it's a miniature Celogeny. When I got it, it had 2 growths. So there is 2 bulbs right here. Although they are next to each other, these are actually 2 directions of growth, and they are the opposite direction. So you can see from the older bulbs, this plant is kind of growing in a circle, and it's basically got 2 directions of growth, and they would be opposite directions if the plant wouldn't be kind of turning itself around. So now they ended up basically being on the same side of the plant. But I can't take off those black bulbs, because if I do, that will separate the plant basically, and these 2 bulbs will be 2 different plants. So I can't really do that. That's why I'm keeping those bulbs. But those bulbs that got leaves, they are looking pretty good. I know you can see black here, but I think this is actually a sheath, just a dried off sheath. You can see it's coming off, and it's there's a green pseudobulb underneath. It's same here, there are just a few sheaths, you know, that are kind of just, they will come off pretty easily. The thing is, this plant has barely any roots, if any, so I can't really move this plant around because, you know, it just sits on top of a media but doesn't really have any roots. You can see how wobbly it is, just, you know, as soon as I touch it, you know, it's just going all over. But the leaves are looking really nice and green, which are kind of surprising to me, you know. I don't know, for some reason I thought that those leaves will, you know, start spotting and they will drop off, but thankfully they haven't, and you know, they're looking pretty healthy. So I guess the plant is managing to feed itself, and you know, you can see the pseudobulbs are nice and plump as well, so seems to be doing well. Again, there is, you know, algae and salt deposits on the media, so again, this one is gonna get flushed more now, and I won't give it any food, and see if that helps. And the next one is my Angraecum aloifolium. I really like this orchid. To be honest, I don't know why I got Angraecum dollii and not get this. So I got my dollii previously, and then a couple of weeks later I got aloifolium. This plant was on my wish list for a long time, so I don't know if maybe, and I got them both from the same seller, so I'm not sure if I maybe didn't see this one when I got dollii. But anyway, this aloifolium, you can see the foliage is really nice, and you know, these leaves are very nice and succulent like, so they are very thick. They are kind of split in the middle, but you see they don't like open up all the way. So I really like the foliage of this Angraecum. When I got it, it had this leaf just starting to grow. It was a teeny tiny thing coming out of the apex. So you can see it's actually maturing really nicely. It's still growing, so it's gonna get longer. It dropped a few leaves at the bottom. There were teeny tiny leaves at the bottom, so those dropped off. But I can see that it's growing roots in the pot. It is quite stable in the pot. It's not, you know, moving about. So that's good. It seems to be enjoying its life. And again, you know, just the same thing, you know, there's salt deposits on the media, so hopefully I can fix that. But yeah, this is a teeny tiny thing, you know, if you compare it to my hand, it's very, very small. It's a miniature Angraecum, but it's really cute. I really enjoy it. So yeah, I hope it grows well for me. And next one up, so this is Aspidogini Argentia. So this is a jewel orchid, and look how big it is. It was a lot smaller when I got it. It keeps pushing out new leaves from the apex of the growth, and they're coming out really, really nice. So I'm really enjoying this plant. I put some Akadama. So Akadama is a bonsai media. I put some at the top to kind of keep the humidity up, and I think it worked because I was trying to get this root here to develop and grow into the pot, and you can see now it's right there and it's growing into the pot. So I think the Akadama trick worked. So yeah, it's looking really nice. I think it's actually gonna need a bigger pot soon, because you see how it likes to kind of lay down on the media, and then it pushes out the roots basically from the stem. And yeah, hopefully new growths will come from the stem as well. So it kind of likes to be in a shallow pot. I noticed that I really can't grow orchids in shallow pots because I don't know, I mean, I don't think they're getting enough humidity from there. So I might need to just pot it in a bigger pot and maybe crock it at the bottom, but you know, still give it enough media, even though it might not actually grow roots down all the way into the pot. But I think that will just increase the level of humidity. And I mean, jewel orchids, they like to have high humidity. My air humidity is not high because I grow all my orchids at home in a spare room, so I can't, you know, keep the humidity up too high. But as you can see, this is not stopping this beautiful orchid to keep growing. It kind of sparkles as well. These leaves, you know, they sparkle. This middle area here, it's quite difficult to show that but it's just beautiful. I really love the foliage of this orchid. So I'm really happy it's growing so well, and I hope that I will get more new growths coming out of this, and it's gonna be a nice bushy plant in the end. And then last but not least, my so this is my Oncidium Twinkle Red Fantasy. I got this as a gift from, or I think it was actually a swap with one of my YouTube fans. So I unboxed this in my Care Collab video where we talked about twinkles, and I think we might do an update soon because some of the twinkles are starting to bloom. My cinnamon twinkle is actually, you know, starting to open its blooms, which is very beautiful. This thing here is got there is two plants in here, so there is two separate plants, and I got 3 spikes out of them. You can see they are still, you know, a long way to go. Twinkles are famous for, you know, growing their spikes forever, but I quite like, you know, watching it, you know, watching how it develops those spikes. It's really nice. It branches a lot and it will push out loads and loads of flowers. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. So I moved it into Leca, and I mean, the roots are really loving this. You can see how many roots I've got coming out everywhere. So I think it is really enjoying, you know, like having so much moisture in the pot. And you can see the pseudobulbs are nice and plump. They're not getting shriveled up. I have lost some leaves though, and this leaf you can see it's spotting as well, so it might drop at some point. So yeah, it's especially those back bulbs, you can see they're all leafless now, so they dropped all the leaves. And some of the other bulbs that are newer than these ones, but kind of, you know, not the newest growth, they're dropping leaves as well, so they might only have maybe 1 leaf left each. But never mind, it does seem to be pretty healthy. It's pushing out those spikes out, and yeah, I think it is pretty happy in the spot. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully these 2 new growths here, once they stop blooming, they push out new growths, and there might be, you know, maybe even 2 each, which would be amazing. So yeah, this Red Fantasy seems to be enjoying its life. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. But as I say, these are basically three different hauls. You know, one was a swap from another orchid grower, and then I bought these plants in 2 different hauls, but from the same seller. They were all, I believe I bought them all in July. Maybe even June actually. So yeah, I had them for over 4 months. They seem to be doing well. I mean, 1 casualty, so you know, there has to be the one, right? And but yeah, overall I think that the plants are doing well. We're heading into winter now, so they are probably gonna slow down. And but as I say, I will try and get them basically flushed a lot more. I will stop the fertilizer for now and just try and get the pots flushed through, and you know, to get rid of all these salt deposits, which hopefully will help. And yeah, I guess we'll see how they get on in the later videos. So thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!